Good day children. Today in this video we will revise grammar. Adverb clauses of condition. First, conditional if clause, which is about future, which talks about future. Yes, first conditional if clause only talks about future. Just keep in mind that first conditional if clause only talks about future, which are likely to happen. Yes, this if clause which is used to talk about a situation that likely to happen. Example, if you practice well for dance competition, you will definitely win the trophy. That is will. If the sentence has a will, then that is first conditional if clause. If you eat too much chocolate, you will become fat, which is likely to happen. Yes. If I am late tonight, my mom will be angry. That is, if I am late tonight, my mom will be angry. So this sentence is likely to happen and the sentence has will. So it is a first conditional if clause. If you don't hurry, you will be late for work. If I have enough money, I will buy some new shoes. It's much more likely that I will have enough money to buy some shoes. Yes, these sentences are likely to happen. So this will come under first conditional if clause. Yes. Next, second conditional if clause. Present tense and future, which talks about present tense and future but unlikely events or imaginary ones. Example, if I had enough money, I would buy a house with 20 bedrooms and a swimming pool. I'm probably not going to have this much money. It's just a dream and not very real. If I had his number, I would call him. I don't have his number now, so it's impossible for me to call him. These are some examples of second conditional if clause, the situation which is unlikely to happen. Okay, now for the first conditional if clause, what did we see? The common word as will. If the sentence has will, then that is first conditional if clause. If the sentence has would, then that is second conditional if clause, which is an imaginary clause, where the unlikely events happen. Yes. Third conditional if clause, which talks about past events. The third conditional if clause refers to an unreal condition in the past. It implies that if things had happened differently in the past, the results would have been different. Example, if Madhu Behra had killed Nandakishore, the ecosystem of Chilika would have suffered further. That is, Madhu Behra, he didn't kill Nandakishore. So the ecosystem of Chilika is safe now. Yes, it is safe now. So the event which talks about the past, yes, which cannot be changed. Yes. Now we will see main clause, subordinate clause and complex and compound sentences. A main clause or an independent clause expresses a complete thought that makes complete sense by itself. Example, there were few people on the road. The children are laughing. So here this clause is an independent clause. It is not dependent on anything. So it is the main clause. Yes. Next, subordinate clause or dependent clause. Cannot stand on its own, which is incomplete. Yes. Though it was barely 10 o'clock at night is an incomplete sentence. But it is complete when an main clause is added. There were few people on the road, which is a independent clause. Yes, comma. though it was barely 10 o'clock at night. Yes, now the sentence is complete. So this is called as complex sentence. This sentence is known as complex sentence. There were few people on the road. Yes, one independent clause and one dependent clause joins together and form a complex sentence. Yes, complex sentences. Yes, where subordinate conjunctions are used. A complex sentence contains one independent clause can stand alone and one or more dependent clauses cannot stand alone. Example, even though Michael Jordan was a great player, he still practices his skills daily. Now, just see, if I give you as a question, Michael Jordan was a great player, he still practices his skills daily. Now turn it into a complex sentence. Now how will you write? Michael Jordan was a great player, comma, he still practices his skills daily. Now you will write it as, even though Michael Jordan was a great player, comma, he still practices his skills daily. My mom smiled when I made dinner. My mom smiled is an independent clause. When I made dinner is a subordinate clause, which is a dependent clause. And what is when? When is the subordinate conjunction. I washed my hands before I ate breakfast. I washed my hands is an independent clause, which is a main clause. Before is the subordinate conjunction. Before I ate breakfast is a subordinate clause. Yes? Yes. What is a compound sentence? Coordinating conjunctions are used in compound sentences. Yes, where two main clauses are joined, which has subject and a verb and a complete thought is expressed. All the clauses has a subject and a verb. Yes, even subordinate clause and noun clause has a subject and a verb. But here, it has a complete thought also. I got an A on the test and I am so happy. I tried to speak Spanish and my friend tried to speak English. Yes, both are different sentence, but these two main sentences, main clauses are joined using coordinating conjunction, which is known as compound sentence. Now for example, if a question is asked, Alex likes to fish, comma, he is going fishing on Friday. How will you turn it as a compound sentence? Alex likes to fish and he is going fishing on Friday. So and is the coordinating conjunction here. So it is a compound sentence. Next, noun clause, which has a subject and a verb and which comes under subordinate clause. Yes, even this clause cannot stand on its own. The scene was so beautiful that it took her breath away. So what is the noun clause here? That it took her breath away. The fact that he was obedient made his teacher love him. That he was obedient. He is a subject and obedient is a verb. So that he was obedient made his teacher love him. Whatever happens in Chennai is surprising element. So whatever happens is a verb and Chennai is a subject. So it is a noun clause. So then a surprising element. So noun clauses usually begin with words like that, what, when, where, how, whether, who, whom, why. Yes, you can see here children in the example. The scene was so beautiful. Now underline the noun clause. So what is the noun clause here? That it took her breath away is the noun clause. You will underline that. Next, the fact that he was obedient made his teacher love him. So what is that? That he was obedient is the noun clause. Yes. Whatever happens in Chennai. So whatever is a noun clause. So whatever happens in Chennai is a surprising element. Yes, whatever happens in Chennai is the noun clause. So is a surprising element.